All right, all right. We should be going live here real soon. Man, I'm telling you, boy, these lunch and learns, man,
Oh,
got something to roll with. What's up, GZ?
oh man, I couldn't even have more an honor to be in the presence of you for lunch, man, and get to have a conversation with not only my brother, but one of the most talented people I know on this planet, man. What a pleasure, what an honor. Super grateful for the opportunity to share my lunchtime with my friend, my brother,
Man,
one and only
man,
brother.
man, 100%, 100%.
Yeah,
And for
yeah,
those of you
untapped.
who are tuning in live or watching the replay, you are going to get a treat for today because I got my man, Mr. Ron Gay
Yes,
from
sir.
San Francisco. I've known him for years,
Yes, sir.
decades, going all the way back to our collegiate days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So this
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
this is going to be a real honor. But Jeezy, before we get started,
Absolutely.
um, I wanted to play a clip that I thought could really kind of get us started with our conversation for today. So let me see if I can actually pull that up right now. And let's see if we can get some bandwidth here. Okay, you see that? Can you hear it?
Going for We ain't talking about baseball. We talking about you going off and laying up with another woman and bringing her home to me. That's what we talking about. We're not talking about no baseball. You're not listening to me. I'm trying to explain it to you the best way I know how. It's not easy for me to admit that I've been standing in the same place for 18 years. Well, I've been standing with you.
Whoa.
I've been right here with you, Troy. I got a life too. I gave 18 years of my life to stand in the same spot as you. Don't you think I ever wanted other things? Don't you think I had dreams and hopes? What about my life? What about me? Don't you think it ever crossed my mind to want to know other men that I wanted to lay up somewhere and forget about my responsibilities? That I wanted someone to make me laugh so I could feel good. You're not the only one who's got wants and needs, but I held on to you, Troy. I took all my feelings, my wants and needs and dreams, and I buried them inside you. I planted a seed and watched and prayed over. I planted myself inside you and waited to bloom. It didn't take me no 18 years to realize the soil was hard and rocky and it wasn't never gonna bloom. But I held on to you, Troy. I held you tighter. You was my husband. I owed you everything I had, every part of me I could find to give you. And upstairs in that bedroom with the darkness falling in on me, I gave everything
Ooh,
That,
that was highly intense. Wow.
that doesn't that feel like though, like how society is today? Like we like there's so much pain from our parents,
Yeah.
from our grandparents, and then they trickle on down to us. Now the children, it's like the suffering of our communities is just going rampant.
Yeah, yeah, and it's unfortunate, but you know this, all of our circumstances here in America, black people in America has been a problem for over 400 years, and just dealing with the tragedies of slavery and the intensified acts of the type of brutal slavery of cattle slavery, separating the men from the women, separating them the specific individuals from their languages, and you know just the incredible disaster that took place with slavery, then the influx of alcohol and drugs that took place in our community prior to that, and just the tragedy that we face leads up to stuff like that for us in this day, in that day and age, to where we are right now. It's just a tragedy to see the results of what took place from the minute we got to this actual this land here to where we are now. It's
Yeah,
just a tragedy to see the results of it. So we battling right now to get through a lot of that stuff. And a lot of people
yeah,
don't want to face the fact of where it came from, and that's the origination from it. And we can't never deny
yeah,
our history.
yeah. Ron, I know you are from San Francisco, but many people
Absolutely.
don't know where you're originally from. Where are you originally from?
Yeah, I was my family, my mom's brought us here from Denver, man. I was born in Denver, Colorado, And my mom's brought us out here after going through a terrible relationship. I didn't even know. I was too young to understand it. But my mom and my father went through some incredibly weird stuff at a certain point in time. And from what I thought was just just us coming out here, I found out that my pops was just going wild all the time and doing just a bunch of
Mm,
stuff. So she brought us out here to the Bay, and
mm.
that was like in '77, and we've been here ever since.
Okay. So 77, you were around how old?
Around 6.
Okay. And you moved into San Francisco, which part?
Moved into the Mission District, directly there, right
Oh,
there between 25th
oh,
and 23rd and North
oh.
Street, next door to Bryan Elementary School, where I went to school, which was crazy because my mom used to watch soap operas with my third grade teacher. It was a terrible experience. Oh
Oh,
man, I couldn't do
uh,
nothing.
you you went to high school where they had the colors of blue and orange. Tell
Yeah,
us
man.
about that experience.
Yeah, I went from Betrayal Hill Middle School on to the legendary Balboa High School, Balboa Buccaneers in the building. You know what I mean? Let's
I don't
go.
know about legend,
Those
but
fun times, fun times.
okay, okay, we'll
Yeah,
take it. We'll take it.
yeah. I went to Balboa High, and we it was a pretty wild school at the time, man. But by the grace of God, I was able to graduate up out of there with like a 3.7, 3.8. Like a little baseball, got to play a little baseball.
Okay.
Went to scholarship stuff like that. But it was a great opportunity to be around good people at the school.
Yeah, yeah. So you played baseball, you played football.
Yeah,
Um,
basketball, a whole nine.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You played basketball too?
Yeah, well, until my baseball coach was like, "Look, you playing varsity baseball, you playing JV basketball. That's not going to last long, is it?" I'm
Okay.
like, "Nah, I got one more game, coach."
Okay.
And
Okay.
then from there, I played varsity baseball my entire time at Val, and then I went on from there to play at the Jose State, which hurt my arm,
Okay.
so I ended up hanging with y'all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%. 100%. So let's talk about that just a little bit because you and I both grew up in the city. I grew up in West Side, and um drugs, guns, alcohol was pretty
Rampant.
rampant, especially when we were growing up. And I think I started smoking weed at about 9, 10 years old. I lived next door to the drug house. When did
Yep.
you start?
Just about the same age, sir. you know, we
Wow.
we live
Okay.
we live in we live in the most drug infested areas in the Bay Area between Oakland and San Francisco. And to be from San Francisco, it's the party capital of the world. You come here and you don't have no balance in your life, you will lose control. Point
Mm-hmm.
blank. In our city, it's part of our culture to get high. I mean, it's just a part of it. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not really getting high at a young age, you square. And if you're not
Mm-hmm.
really into the culture of the San Francisco life, I mean, this is it's the drug capital, it's the party life of the world, bro. So everything that goes on in the city is because of the culture and the way things go. It's the it's the free love capital, it's the drugs and alcohol. That's just the way it's been since the '60s. So that
Yeah.
never stops.
So you started smoking 8, 9 years of age.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Uh,
I probably took my first. I probably hit my first J when I was about 9, not about 10, and then I probably had my first drink the next day.
okay. Really? Okay.
Most definitely,
Okay.
definitely
I
back in
don't
the
think,
schoolyard.
yeah, I don't think I think I drank with my father maybe once, but didn't have a drink until I got to college. What type of drugs were you introduced to?
Oh man, like I said, this is the city life, bro. So you start out lightweight. You start out lightweight, and I really wasn't really too much exposed to anything that was hardcore till later on in life. But throughout high school, junior high, I was already scared of all that shit. You know what I mean? I sold dope. I
Yeah.
sold dope my whole life, and that was the life for me. I didn't get really exposed, or I didn't expose myself to ecstasy or coke until I got older. I never have any shame in helping others through my experience. It's
Yeah.
not a secret in my life that I've been through a ton of things, and my experiences that I've been blessed with are my experiences to relate to other people and to help people through some of the things that they've gone through. So I battled against certain substances, and I've been able to come through them. You know what I mean? It's a blessing to know for a fact that I've been blessed with my sanity has returned because knowing that there's a power greater than me, and it's a great opportunity to be able to have a spiritual awakening and be able to give this back to others. So, this we live in the lifestyle. You live in this city, you live in this area, and you know for a fact that in this community there's a lot going on and there's a lot that's taking place, and people tend to get caught up in that. And I had a battle with it. With you know what I mean. Everybody I know, a lot of people I know, battle with a lot of different things concerning substance abuses and anguish and other things that create problems for them, from physical abuse to molestation, whatever it is, whatever trials and tribulations you go through, there's always a way through it. You know what I mean? And God has been able to bless me to get through whatever I done went through. So this is a great moment to be able to sit here and celebrate with you and have these conversations and know where we're at and where we're going. It's
Absolutely.
like where you've been, where you're going,
Yeah.
and how you're gonna get to the next level. And that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember talking to a client earlier this week, and he was saying how imagine if you were 90 years old, like the conversations with them is not necessarily what they're doing right now, but the regrets
Yeah.
that they did not accomplish in older age. Let's talk about college days. What was college days like for you?
Oh man, college is exactly what it says. It's one of the, if I could put it like this, if I could do anything over and keep my kids, I would do college twice.
Mm, mm,
We
mm,
had some of the most, I mean, I made some of the best friends of my life in college. And, I had the experience of being able to go there with the opportunity to play baseball. That didn't work out. I still was able to make some incredible friends. We did some amazing things. We made history
mhm,
through the Rodney King days, to creating an organization that stood for about 10 years after we left.
mm,
And
mm.
and just the incredible opportunities that I had from just becoming a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, and the opportunities and the ability to understand myself. I was It's a trip because in college is the real point where I really fell in love with being Black. I'm a poet, Ron Jeezy. I'm a poet. I get out first Tuesdays. You guys come join us every first
Mhm.
Tuesday of the month in Bayview. But yeah, that's where I was truly exposed to the arts. From being in Summer Bridge to Nehanda showing us, and Dr. Lewis Bundy, may his soul rest in peace,
Mhm.
Dr. Milner, who all taught us what it meant to be Black. From the minute we was in Summer Bridge, and they just made it clear and present that while you on this campus, your whole point is no matter what, you get you a Black education. So when you
Yeah.
walk out of here, the one thing that you will have that these people can't take away from you is you will know your culture. You will
Yeah.
understand what it means to be Black thoroughly. And that's what we brought. That's what they gave us, and gave us a pedestal, they gave us a stepping stone to really get to where you and I are now. And that's, we both were civilized in the knowledge of self. So that's what that gave me the springboard to really even open up my eyes to other elements.
Hey, shout out to the founders of SBBS.
Let's go, Big Red, Celeste
Reggie,
Shaw,
Velma, we
Trevor,
had
you know what I'm saying? Let's go, Joe Scott,
Joe
Marcus.
Scott. Man, amazing, amazing times. And
Yes,
you're
sir.
right. It was definitely one of the most pivotal times.
Absolutely, absolutely, without a doubt. It's amazing. Like I said, it's one of the things that like I said, if I could do anything over in my life, I'd probably do college twice.
Yeah,
It was that
yeah,
fun. We had a
yeah.
ball there. Yeah, we were able to, like I said, the friendships I made are probably the best part about that.
Talk to me about after college. Like what was the next 5, 10, 15 years like for you?
Chasing chicks. I'm not even gonna lie. I left school. Um, when I left school, I jumped right into it. I left school and I jumped right back into selling dope immediately. That was, that's what got me where I was. That's what pushed me to where I was. That's what I knew. You know what I mean? Outside of playing baseball, sports, if you wasn't everybody else, I come from a welfare check. I know what it's like to walk around with, $50 worth of food stamps or whatever it is. But that's what we knew in the neighborhoods, from the Mission to the Point, all the way to Fillmore. That's what you do when you ain't got no money. You go get you a bag and you do your thing.
Mhm.
Other than that, you hitting licks, period. You know what I mean? And I dabbled in a little bit of everything. But as soon as I got home, I was selling dope in college. So we,
Mhm.
our top out. It was hot. It was hot. It was hot out there. But that's
Mhm.
what we knew. You know what I mean? I did a couple of stints, came home, and then just finally understood that things had to change for my life, and things had to move in a different direction. It got kind of wild. I had a daughter, then I had a son, but as soon as I got out of college, I just went right back to what I was doing until, unfortunately, I ran into a situation where a family member of mine approached me to get high, and it just it didn't even sit right watching my family member go through that process. And so it was just like I stopped immediately, and then a lot of things took place after that. I just happened to I had a son and I had a daughter, and me and my son's mom, we battled. We went through a lot of stuff together, and then it's crazy how when you part from each other, things just come kind of weird. So a lot of things took place after that next 5 to 15 years that led to a lot of things that some of the stuff that I'm not really wasn't the best things about my life. But one thing about it for sure though, Tyrell, is that you got to go through something in order to become something. Allah blesses us with who we are to get to our future self. And that's the one thing that I've learned about my past experiences from my mentor, just blessing me with the ability to understand who I am, is that I have to know for a fact that my past, it's a reason why the rearview mirror is so small, because that's in the past now. And the front windshield is huge, because that's where the future is. So all of that stuff in the past is where it's at, and it's there for a reason. But I learned a lot from it, but it took a lot to rebuild my structural balances and create, pathways and visions and things that I know that I have to value. My values have changed, and things have just changed as you grow older.
Ah, values. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, that nice segue. Like, I put that segue in for.
Hey,
we've done this before.
yeah.
Yes,
I
sir.
think and what's interesting is that I wish personally that we had been taught the importance of having values in high school, in
Absolutely.
college. We had values, but the question was, did those values actually align with our purpose? Did it actually align with who we are and who the better version of us in some form or fashion? And so when you talk about values, like, what does values mean to you today?
I mean, there's things like, for instance, I know what it means to have a why. It's a blessing to be able to be introduced. It was a blessing actually through you, through my mentor Carl Phillips, when I was introduced to Eric Thomas, because after being introduced to ET, I was able to understand what it truly means to have a why. And my why is the reason why I have extreme values, and I value my sense of purpose. And in my why is it starts out with the way my relationship with my creator, my health, my family, my business, and then my community. Those are my whys, and my values don't change. My values are what keep me grounded in my affection towards those, and my passion to constantly do things that I know for a fact that are just uh, uh, um, undeniable, and even in a sense where certain things are just not questionable, that I got to make sure I happen. Like, I'm not going to ever stop the fact that I have to be disciplined. Then, you know what I mean? That I have to be a leader, that I have to be disciplined, I have to be determined. And these are things that I value. These are certain things that are non-negotiables for me. You know what I mean? That's just the foundation of my characteristic of staying close to God, because this is what got me to my sanity. You know what I mean? Is understanding that there's a process that I have to continuously keep in order to stay grounded.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Why do you think it's so hard for men to be vulnerable?
It's again, black men throughout history have been have one. Our primary role in this country was to be studs, and coming to this country, period, everything about us being anything but a stud was ripped out of us. To be and to be on a plantation and not be a stud, you know what I mean, to show any type of emotions or any type of affection or anything that showed you were less than, what I mean, a valuable stud, or just you could do things that were just, something other than just being utterly extremely manly or whatever.
Right, right.
Our slave masters didn't like that type of shit. You know what I mean? You had to be that stud. So that's where it originally started from. And then throughout history, that same mentality just carried on down the line. And here we are now, where we teach you got a lot of parents, and you got a lot of these so-called fathers or so-called dads that don't know how to teach that
Yeah.
particular, don't know how to open up that realm to introduce that to their child, their
Yeah.
son.
Yeah. You've come a long way. I've watched you over the last 30 years.
Yes, sir. Blessings.
And
All praises due to Allah.
yeah, and just in the last, several years, like you have evolved into a very, very impactful individual. Before I ask that question, I want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching live, who's watching the replay. Brother Lowe, Leland, Daryl, what's going on? Sleep, we see you. What's happening? My my question to you now is like knowing where you are today, like
Yes,
what
sir.
have you defined your purpose based on your experience? Like, what impact do you want to make today, considering everything that you've gone through?
I mean, a great question, Tyrell, and I enjoy the fact that that question was posed in the way that you did pose it, because it allows me to elaborate on things that I truly, again, the one things that I truly understand about myself is that I have a why, and inside of that why, again, is my spirituality, is my health, is my family, is my business affairs, and is my in my community. In no way possible can those that order of operation that can never change. My commitment to that direction is rooted in the fact that I thoroughly understand that there's a power greater than me that's restored me to sanity, and I have to remain focused, determined, and relentless about
Mm,
being
mm,
in motion.
mm,
I can't
mm.
stand still. I can't. There's too much going on in the world for me to stand still and not be a part of what I consider to be the entire revolutionary change of our community. I've taken on this responsibility to do whatever God has given me the power to do to make sure that I'm going to be effective and being into action when it comes to changing the ways of my people. And that's period. Like, for instance, my primary goal is to make sure that my son and the kids around me have someone that they can really look at as being a leader. And when I say a leader, that means being able to be disciplined enough to understand that the way we got to lead our kids is by example. We can't sit up here and not be willing to be mentors to our kids. The reason why a lot of our kids are having a lot of these problems is because they don't have nobody to really look to that they know for a fact that they can rely on, that they can constantly look to say, that's the person that I know I want to probably be like. And when I say that, I mean, we got athletes out here, but who we got that's standing in their face to saying, look, I'm going to be here to show you the right way to do things. We both have absentee fathers in our life. And I and I,
Mhm.
and I and I constantly bring that to the attention of any place that I get a chance to speak with or speak to people, because that's the hugest problem. From Minister Farrakhan to all of the great leaders that are out there right now that are actually what I consider into action leaders, meaning like they got boots on the ground and they actually care enough to go into the communities and really do things. All know for a fact that without mentor programs or people that are brothers like us that's willing to stand up through CAG and do things and lead these kids and lead men, it's going to be a problem because we got a lot of people that are scared to do the work.
Yeah, yeah. Now, we have the pleasure of working together in CAGS, also known as
Absolutely.
King's Accountability Group.
Absolutely.
Your amazing feet to the fire, transitional, making a better version of yourself. Um, we started this mantra thing like on a really, really high level because we saw the impact and the effect of creating a blueprint for our lives and knowing that we are the architect of actually creating our lives. How have mantras actually helped you?
I mean, just the way that they were developed, just the way that I was first. You blessed me with the understanding of how a mantra was developed, and that's just understanding that it's got to define through affirmations where you're going. You have to be able to coach your subconscious into doing exactly what you want it to do and exactly how you need it to do. You have to constantly provide it information so that your future self can be guided by the words that you need so you can get to a certain point and you can know how to use your superpower. You
Uh,
can know how to move your positive energy
come
and you
on.
can know when you need to make adjustments so you can stay in line with your authentic self. Our goal as human beings, especially as Black men, is to stay in our spiritual nature. we have a tendency to slide to the left when we decide that we don't want to be obedient to what a law is saying. And that's our biggest problem with a lot of people, with us as Black men, is that most of us refuse to stay in line with our Creator. And that's where we lose our sense of balance and our sense of understanding of who we are. And we drift off into areas that cause us to have problems, chasing excess women because we refuse to be obedient to God, chasing excess other things that are extreme solutions with self-medication or alcohol or whatever it be, or not willing to deal with the mental health issues that they may have, or some of the other like abusive issues that they may have. You know, it's just a lot of stuff that's going on where our mantras keep us focused on what we need to do to get to our goals.
Oh man, throughout the entire day. our our king's mantra is success is in the routine. What routine has helped you over the last several years that have really helped you evolve into a better version of you?
You know, I just have a structural foundation where, you know, I just follow steps that keep me moving in the right direction, no matter what it is. I know for a fact that I have to continue to step and use these things to continuously allow my intellect and my passions to move in the right direction. You know, I have tools beginning with the Quran, beginning with the Bible, using the DISC assessment. You know, I have different things that are giving me opportunities to constantly stay moving in the right direction. And those routines cannot change. Every day I wake up, I have a process. I got 5 prayers a day that I got to hit. And like I said, my routines are based upon my why. And everything I do is centered around that why. And if I'm not using that why for my routines to stay in line, then I'm going to be off course. You know what I mean? It's like you drift off course. If I miss a workout or something, I feel it. You know, like right now during Ramadan, it's kind of weird because I'm missing workouts because I'm fasting right now. So it's kind of weird, you know what I mean? But I'm so passionate about achieving the goal of completing the fast and completing the process. It's okay because I'm sacrificing that to get to the bigger goal. And that's to create this spiritual environment that's doing nothing but allowing my higher power to elevate me every day.
Yeah.
So it's just an opportunity. That's what the routine has done. It just keeps me connected to that element, bro. And that's just the easiest way to say it. Without a routine, you lose that spiritual sense, first of all.
And it's almost like the routine protect us from ourselves.
Absolutely. You know what it is? You hit that on the nose. And no, real talk. And that's where you can honestly say that's where a lot of people get in trouble with, because the minute you get outside of your routine, now you done let down what I consider, you done let down your weapon against massive destruction. If you keep your shield up, meaning you stay in your routine, most people call it, you know what they call it now? If I stay in my lane.
Yeah.
If you stay in your lane, if you stay in your lane, really that's just your routine. If you stay in your routine and you do what you gotta, you gotta hit A-B. This is what we've been taught, right, Ty?
That's why we always talk about, look, I'm not competing against you.
Right.
The whole gamut is, I want to recognize you for your gift. I want to recognize you for your talent. I want to learn and study from you so that I can become a better version of myself. So it's almost like, I love the fact that, hey, we are attempting to be a better version of me, and I respect and love what you do, and I want to see you win as well.
I got a question for you, Tyrell. So we already know, some of the things that I understand as routines. What are some of the tools that you use? And I'll share what are some of the tools that I'm using to make sure that I keep my routine in order. What are some of the tools that you actually have, and do you have an accountability partner to help you with that, so we could talk on that for a second?
I love turn this around. I love how you Kanye West me. Okay, let's go. Shout out to Sleep, Fernando, Dana. What's going on? Great to see you guys, man. To be really frank, like, I stick to my basics, like my morning routine, my evening routine, my mantras. I'm saying my mantras probably 30, 50, maybe even 70 times a day sometimes, just because I know the impact. And, when we go out into the world, the noise is constantly hitting us. So for me, it's like I have to have a consistent routine. And then I consistently check on like some of my immediate people that I believe have strong, strong values on a consistent basis, because it's kind of like stopping at a gas station. Like when you're dealing with the world, sometimes you just need to stop in for gas. Maybe you don't need to fill up all the way. You just, hey, give me 20 on that. I'll take 20, you know, because my destination is almost over for today.
Absolutely. I love it. I
But
love
if
it.
I need to fill up, like that's why the morning routines is so key and important, because we want to get out the gate with as much intentionality and impact as possible so that we can do what we need to do based on our goals and objectives.
How much
Thank you
of
for
how much how much of like, for instance, with me, I mean, we all understand the books that we read, beginning with The Power of the Subconscious Mind. That book is so powerful. And then Atomic Habits. I know for a fact that those are some massive books in my world, and they've done some incredible things with aligning me with staying in routine and staying in my routine. And it's actually a lot of the stuff that I coach people on, that I life coaching I do with other people. I use those two books because I know for a fact it's added value to me staying in line with my routines. And you being a person who's read both of those books, how do you feel about your subconscious and the way that it moves you? Because it's done a lot of incredible things for my movement and my actions.
Yeah, it changes the narrative.
Mm.
Like now we're able to deal with facts. Now we're able to deal with things that are available for us to really execute on our goals and objectives in our industry. Having these routines allows us to tune out the noise. Having our routines allows us to put in systems, workflows, operations that will hold us accountable to our everyday life, our weekly life. And we just got to keep our routine in place. Now, if the routine is not working, then we got to make adjustments. And make adjustments may mean just meaning that, okay, maybe I need to change my accountability part, and maybe I need to have one. Maybe I need to have better clarity in what my goals are so that I can be more strategic and specific to the task that I'm executing daily, and then set priorities. Like
Yeah. Wow.
everything that we're working on is not necessarily of high value. It may be nice, it may be fun, but as an adult, we have to work on priorities and things that are going to bring the most impact to you and our lives.
Absolutely. It's I'm loving the way you put that, because that's the reason why, that's driven everything you just said is the reason why this organization has been such an incredible asset to my life. The minute I brought it to your attention about working with Youth Alive, I really was just pushing that out to the organization. But when you gave me
Mm-hmm.
the job, I took that very serious as the community, the director of community affairs for this fantastic organization, King's Accountability Group Incorporated. I took that so serious, Ty. I mean, that was an opportunity for me to really take my passion and really do something special with it. And like I said, that gave me an opportunity to really take the message of CAG, of what we do, how we do it, and bring it in directly into the community, and really, really show people what we can do and what we can offer, man. So it's been an incredible ride so far, and it's just growing. And what we got going is so impactful right now.
Mm-hmm. So you this year got 2024 um, Lion of the Year. So congratulations on that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate every brother that's listening, and everybody in this organization. All you guys. I ain't no probably to it. I got a personal relationship with there's about 70 of us in here. I probably got a very personal relationship with about 64 of y'all. And those other ones are new. And I just
That
haven't got a
part,
call from them yet.
that part,
You know what I mean?
that.
So yeah, I took this organization just as serious as I took my relationship with Alpha Phi Alpha. However, this organization is personal to me because it's something that we built, and we've been building from the ground up. like I said, it's giving me the opportunity to direct my own team. Shout out to the community affairs teams, Warren, T-Top, and the rest of the crew. I appreciate y'all. You know, we've been doing some incredible things, man. One of our most biggest accomplishment is what you see behind me right now, is working directly with West County Salesians Youth Club and the incredible things that we've been able to do in that particular building, and that's located in Richmond, California.
Man, shout out to the Salesian Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah. We actually have a home there. We have an office in there, and we're doing some incredible things with David Guerra and Mr. Stephen Alameda, along with the team that I have there, working directly through our hit and run baseball program. Shout out to Coach Kev, T.Juan Blake, Coach Greg, and the things we're doing there. They're just we're to come together with an organization that had a need, and we were looking to do something special, meaning we had the pickleball thing and we needed a place to make that happen. And that pickleball thing led to the fact that now we have a home there. We're part of their organization. We're building a mentorship program. We're actually also about to partner with Coach T.Juan Blake, and we're going to bring a after school program for special needs students as well. In addition to the fact that our amazing team of we have so many just high level people that we're going to be doing adult workshops there that's going to allow the community to come in and feed off a brother like Tyrell, or feed off my amazing cousin, Leland Rubin. Let me just first of all give you the history of how I feel about this dude. This dude has been incredibly my rock for years, Lee. I love you to the moon. And this dude is just doing some amazing things in the financial literacy world right now. Him and my mentor, Carl Phillips, are going to be coming in and helping me do some incredible things in that area, along with our real estate team, which includes you. And a couple other people. But we finna blow the doors off the Bay Area. And then when I said it right, doors. Because that's what we're doing. We're going to bring this thing to the community, and we're going to let people know in a real way we're doing something that's going to really add value. And like I said, my goal is to revolutionize change with my people. We came down, I ain't got no guns and pistols no more. But what I do got is an incredible mind that can't nobody stop. And I got 60 other people with me that's got the same type of mentality. So we are forced to be reckoned with. And that's why I say revolutionary change through interaction.
I love it. Ron, before we start wrapping up here, I want to, we have a lot of things that are coming down the pipeline, especially with CAG. So if you're watching for the first time, be sure to go to the website, kingsaccountabilitygroup.com. We will have a calendar available for the public. If you want to get general updates, you can sign up for general updates at the King's Accountability
membership portal. If you're looking to get involved and you like what you heard today, please, we're looking. I mean, man, if you want to be we got a like-minded and you heard what you like today, man, we got a membership opportunities for people as well. Come on in.
100%, 100%. Okay, let me do some personal fact-finding questions. Your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is, it just changed. It's the Bob Marley movie. It used to be, I swear to God, it used to be Malcolm.
Really?
Yeah. You know why? Because one, you know, the mentality of the I and I Rastafarian culture is a big part of my life. I have a lot of Rastafarians in my family, in my community, and people around me that I know. I grew up in the Bayview and in around Potrero Hill. And in Potrero Hill, there was a ton of Rastas that I grew up around. Shout out to Kerry Brown and everybody in that crew. You know what I mean? So I grew up around with a lot of true dreads. I mean, not I understand people wearing dreads now, but I grew up with the true roots.
Come on.
The true I and I, Rastafari. So seeing that movie and seeing the way they told his story in such an incredible way, I have to say that hands down right now, that's my favorite movie.
Actually, that's on my list, so I need to make sure that I move that up. Your favorite book?
My favorite book, without a doubt, is actually the Power of the Subconscious Mind.
Okay, Power of the Subconscious Mind.
Yeah.
If you could speak any other language.
I'm sorry. It's really the Quran.
Well, yes. Yeah, we're not comparing. So, okay. Jeezy, before we get out of here, let's hear your mantra Um, and
Absolutely, 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 not a
you
problem,
do
man.
have one, do you?
I think I got one, man, and it goes like this. I'm spiritual, I'm a leader, I'm disciplined, I am responsible, I'm non-negotiable, especially when it comes to putting any substance in my mind, body, and soul. I am focused, determined, and relentless about being caring, committed, and consistent with being honest with God, honest with myself, and honest with everybody around me. I am driven to be healthy, wealthy, organized, and financially responsible. My debt to income is thoroughly managed. My income is over $388,988.88 per year, but
Come
that will
on.
be monthly. Let's
Come
go.
on. Hey, I love the specificity in that, and it's important for all of us to actually have something because, like you said, the power of the subconscious mind has a way of impacting us in many,
Absolutely.
many forms and fashion. Man, this has been a real pleasure
Highly impactful. Highly impactful.
today,
Hey, before you
Jeezy.
go, Ty, I just want to say, bro, and there's a couple of people that I have in my Power Five, and I tell everybody to get a Power Five because these are my reliable dudes. I know I can go to Tyrell, I can go to the rest of my team. Then you know who you are, Carl Leland, T. Irv, Top. Y'all know who you are. Everybody in that crew, but you need a Power Five, you guys. And that's a network of brothers or sisters, whoever you are, if you're a woman, get you a power five of reliable people that when it's time to go to war, be it mentally, physically, psychologically, you can go to war with these dudes and these women or whoever it is that's in your zone. Go get them with that power five. That's your accountability people. That's the people that's gonna tell you, boy, you ain't smelling right now. Go change it up and let's get it going right. They're
Hey,
gonna tell you the truth.
shout out to our folks who are still tuning in live. Brother Dana, Amari, LDH. Good to see you, family. Brother Marquis, Brother A to the J. Man, this has been super dope. And it
Yeah,
just shows, man, the power of consistency, the power of routines,
man. Thank you.
and to see your evolving transformation and to now have line of the year, man, is just incredible.
Man,
um
I'm honestly speaking, man, I can't, none of this is possible without you. You know, you came and got me. You're the reason, one of the biggest reasons why I now have my sanity back. You and a couple other people, but none of this is possible. There is no CAG without Tyrell. So this is just giving him his props because we all know the truth. His brother's dynamic. If you don't know him, you might want to get to know him a little better because he's changing lives, and that's just the way it is. I'm just being honest with you.
oh man
His main thing is he's world building. So
man,
it's the
we
truth.
just
I
brothers.
appreciate it.
We just brothers. Any final words or comments, fam, before we
Uh,
get
you
up out
know,
of here?
Real talk, man. Just come hang out with us at West County. Come check out Hit and Run Baseball, our new baseball program, and get with us on the financial literacy stuff too. My cousin, myself, and everybody else, the real estate team we got going. But most of all, I just want to give a shout out to all the Muslims who are representing Ramadan right now, and it's been an honor and a pleasure to share this moment with you, Tyrell. I appreciate you from the kindness of my heart. May Allah continue to bless you, Ramadan Kareem, and I really truly love you from the bottom of my heart.
Yes, Ramadan Kareem. And
Allah
thank you,
Akbar.
Brother Dana.
Mhm.
Dana said Ramadan Mubarak as well. So, all right, we are at the end. Thank you guys for tuning in.
So
We will catch you guys on the